Welcome to Vibin', the Unseen Frequencies, the podcast from Blind Vibe Studios. This is where real stories meet raw vibes, no filters, no apologies.
Here to explore what it means to move through life. Without sight but with vision, let's break down stereotypes, amplify resilience.
Flip the script on what people think they know. You ready? Let's vibe beyond sight.
Welcome to Vibin' the Unseen Frequencies. I'm Brad, and today we're diving into a big misconception a lot of people still don't realize. Blindness is a spectrum. It's not black and white, or more accurately, pitch black. It's not you can see or you can't. There are so many shades in between, and most people living with sight loss land somewhere in that middle space, a place most sighted people have never even thought about. When most people picture blindness, that image usually comes from somewhere else. Movies, TV shows, even cartoons. The person in dark sunglasses tapping a white cane, seeing absolutely nothing. And yes, that version of blindness does exist, but it's only one part of the spectrum, and honestly, it's the part people recognize because that's all they've been shown. For many, what they know about blindness was taught to them by sighted people, not blind people themselves. And while it's often well-meaning, that information can be incomplete, outdated, or just plain wrong. Those misconceptions shape expectations long before we get a chance to share our own reality. Let's get technical for a second, because a lot of people are surprised when they hear this. In Canada, the United States, and many other countries, legal blindness is defined in one of two ways. The first is visual acuity, meaning how clearly you can see at a certain distance, even with the best possible glasses or contact lenses. If your best corrected vision is 2200, or worse in your better seeing eye, you meet the definition of legal blindness. That means what a person with normal 20/20 vision can see clearly at 200 feet, you'd have to be 20 feet away to see with the same clarity. The second definition is visual field, meaning how wide of an area you can see without moving your eyes. If your field of vision is 20 degrees or less, a tiny circle compared to the normal 180 degrees, you're considered legally blind. That's where terms like tunnel vision come in. And here's where it gets interesting. You can meet one definition without meeting the other. Someone could have sharp central vision but almost no side vision. Someone else might have wide peripheral vision, but their central vision is blurred or missing entirely. To really picture it, let me give you a few examples. Because blindness can look completely different from one person to another. Tunnel vision is like looking through a drinking straw. You might see details straight ahead, but nothing to the sides, which makes moving through crowds or spotting someone waving nearly impossible. No central vision feels like having a blurry or blank spot in the middle of your view, like a smudge on your glasses that never wipes away, forcing you to rely on side vision to see faces or read. Some people have only light perception. They can't make out shapes, but they can tell if a light is on or off, or where a window is in the room. And for some, vision fluctuates. It might be clearer in the morning, worse by afternoon. It can change with fatigue, pressure in the eye, blood sugar levels, or even something as random as the weather. It's a reality that can be exhausting to explain over and over, so most of us don't. Others describe their sight as blurred blobs, shifting colors, or patches of light and dark that move around. Some say it's like looking through frosted glass, a fogged-up window, or heavy rain on a windshield you can't clear. Here's what I see. My blindness is defined by 3 different conditions. One that's incredibly rare, and 2 that are more common, glaucoma and cataracts. The glaucoma often compromises my peripheral vision, top, bottom, and sides, with a very dark, shadowy appearance. The cataracts make everything look faded, like being in a steam room or looking into a bathroom mirror after a hot shower with no fan. It's like trying to see through a constant layer of fog. Bright whites often have a yellow haze to them because of the cataracts, muting the way colors should look. On top of that, my rare condition affected the development of my iris, so I've always lived in a state where my eyes are basically dilated. They don't constrict light in and out like the average person's eyes do. If you've ever had an eye exam where they dilated your eyes and then stepped outside into bright sunlight, that's another layer of what I deal with every single day. Because of the cataracts and my constantly dilated pupils, light is often blown out. Even in dark spaces, if there's just one bright source of light, I might see it doubled with halos around it. Streetlights at night can look multiplied, sometimes appearing slightly above, below, or beside where they actually are. Colors aren't as vibrant, and in darker settings they can disappear completely. My vision also changes from day to day. Stress, medication, eye pressure, proper sleep, all of these factors can make a difference in how much I can or can't see at any given time. If you're sighted, think of it like this. If you've ever had a migraine and experienced blurred vision, or taken a medication that messed with your eyes, you've had a temporary taste of what compromised vision can feel like. Now imagine that, but it never fully clears. But blindness isn't just about the medical definitions. There's also the social side. And that's where things get really interesting. We don't have access to the visual cues sighted people take for granted, like knowing someone's talking to you because they looked your way or waved, or catching a smile from across the room. That's why I always say, if you know my name, use it. It helps me know you're actually talking to me and not someone else nearby. And trust me, there have been more times than I can count where I've responded to someone who wasn't even talking to me. I've even had full-on conversations with people who quietly walked away without telling me. One minute I'm mid-sentence, the next, I'm basically talking to the air, which, let me tell you, does not make for great conversation. And here's something that can throw people off, sometimes even confuse them. Blind folks might look at you when you speak, even if we can't see you clearly. It's because the sound is coming from that direction. Same with looking down at our phones. We're listening, not watching. The twist is, sometimes, because of those very actions, our blindness actually gets questioned. People make assumptions before they understand. They think, you can't really be blind if you just looked at me, or if you're looking at your phone, you must be reading it. I've heard these comments directed at other blind people, and I know how damaging they can be. The truth is, these are simply ways we orient ourselves to sound or line up our devices with accessibility tools like screen readers. The action might look sighted, but the experience behind it is completely different. And here's something that might surprise you. In nearly 2 years of being blind, almost nobody has actually asked me what I can see. In those early months, I could count the people who asked on one hand. Even now, 21 months in, I'd say maybe 10 people total have ever asked me directly. Everyone else, they make assumptions, and let's make this very clear. It doesn't matter if I can't see anything at all, or if I can see a little bit today and less tomorrow, or if tomorrow's vision is clearer than today's. The point is, people overlook asking altogether. I understand why. For some, it takes a certain kind of confidence to bring it up. Others have never been in this situation before and don't know what to say. Some are worried they'll offend me, or they don't want to feel awkward or ignorant, so they say nothing, which can feel a lot louder than they realize. The reality is, when they don't ask me, they often ask about me, and not to my face. I've lost track of how many times someone has waited until I walked away, or leaned over to my husband and whispered, "So, can you see anything, or how much can you see?" And here's a little fact for you. These days, when people ask my husband that question, his immediate response is, "Ask him." And I have to admit, I love that he does that now, because even he knows I'm the one living with my sight every single day. I know what's going on with my vision far better than anyone else, including him. I deal with my sight in real time in every situation. He doesn't. We're just living life together. Skip the middleman. I'm right here. I'm the expert in my own vision. You're not going to offend me by asking, but you might offend me by assuming. So here's the bottom line. If you've ever wondered what someone with sight loss can actually see, ask us. Seriously. Questions don't hurt me. Ignorance does. Assuming I can't see something, or that I can't do something, is more damaging than asking, what can you see? How do you experience this? If you're out with a friend who's blind at a concert or in a space with flashing lights, don't be afraid to ask if they're able to experience it the same way. That level of thoughtfulness goes such a long way. I want my nieces and nephews to grow up in a world where blindness isn't feared or misunderstood, where disability isn't hidden or made to feel shameful. I was raised to know that people are just people. My siblings are raising their kids the same way, and that gives me hope. So if this episode taught you something, share it, talk about it, let it start a conversation, because blindness is a spectrum, and understanding that, that's a vision we should all get behind. Until next time.